Breaking news right now on the Now Tampa Bay.
Cleveland, 12-year-old Tamir Rice, who removed the orange cap from a toy gun, shot and killed by police officer Timothy Lehman.
I want you to sit down and watch this because it is shocking.
Philando Castile, killed in the driver's seat while sitting next to his fiancée by Officer Geronimo Yanez in St. Anthony, Minnesota. Officers in both cases admitted to shooting the victims. Both claimed they had proper cause, and both were acquitted. Whether you agree with the court decisions or are outraged by them, one thing is for sure. The traditional perceptions of police officers are being challenged, fairly or not. The combination of media coverage and the anger being expressed across social media have changed the way some people view police. In fact, a survey of 301 students at Steele High School showed that 89.4% of students think that the media portrays police in a negative way.
You know, it's been a change over the course of my career. I think that we just live in a polarized society where people will get a snippet of information from somewhere on social media or somewhere that they see something, and they'll take a small snippet of information and believe that they know the entire situation.
There's a drug war on, and for a little while that was okay, but police got tired of hard drugs and went after like pot, and then we started becoming not liked. Then 9/11 happened, and they watched us all run into a burning tower. Then we were great again, and then that wore away.
But over the last 17 years since 9/11, the perception slowly changed to the negative side due to controversial altercations between police officers and the public, like Karina's father, who was stopped for being undocumented.
Getting that call and him telling me, the police stopped me, I had to translate from the police to him, and he told me, I'm going to take your dad to jail because he's here undocumented.
When I was a teenager, I was arrested, and then I got out of jail. And within 24 hours of that arrest, I got arrested again by the same officer. And he told me every time he's on duty, he would stop and he would come, he would look for me.
The Lorain Police Department is fighting back against these negative perceptions. They created what is called the Citizens Police Academy.
We, as officers, wanted to do something proactively to not only build a rapport with our community, but also to educate our community.
This program has given me a deeper sense of insight as to each of you on a personal level, because we get to know you because we've talked with you, we've interacted with you.
Through hands-on simulation training, volunteer participants who may have a negative view of police officers are put through scenarios to teach them what being a police officer is really like.
We put them in a situation where they don't know what the obstacle that they're going to be facing necessarily is. We often ask them after the fact, what do you think now about police? Typically the people will be a little more understanding.
Angel Arroyo and Karina Barranco both had negative experiences with police, and their run-ins created resentment toward officers.
They don't like us. They don't want us here. To them, we're criminals.
Me personally, I was never a big supporter of the police before I went through the Citizens Academy.
In one simulation, he shot a police officer, and it opened his eyes to the reality that police live every day.
I said freeze, and he turned around. And as he turned around like he had a gun, and I shot him twice. And right then and there, that truly affected me. I knew that the choice that I made, even though it was a scenario, it was a situation that would destroy my community.
But how similar is this training to real-life situations? What quick decisions do police officers actually have to make? We wanted to know. So Alan Matakovich and I asked the Lorain Police Department to put us through situations similar to those utilized in the Lorain Citizens Academy, here in a vacant building. Here at the abandoned Lorain National Bank facility, 3 Lorain police officers set up 2 scenarios. One dealt with a potential suicide victim, and the other a suspicious man inside of an apartment building.
I walk up to the guy. He's obviously mysterious. He's got some hands in his pockets. I told him to take his hands out. He didn't. So that was obviously the first red flag.
Call my lawyer. Hello? Hold on. Okay, you gotta explain this to Jack Bradley. Hello? Yeah. You got these cops here.
Because you watch one hand, the other one was what? In his pocket the whole time. That's how quick. You see how quick it happened?
He ripped out his phone really fast, so I put my hand on my taser, and then I looked back at Jenna, and by the time I had looked back, he had a gun out in the other hand, and we both got shot.
I was just very confused. I didn't know what I was going to say. I don't know how the stuff really works. And so I let Alan do the talking, and I just kind of covered it behind him and just kind of tried to figure things out.
They never go into a situation and want to kill someone. That is their absolute last resort. If they feel that their life is in danger or someone else's life is in danger and they need to step in, then they will. But that is the absolute last resort.
It changed your thought process and what you think about when you see those things on TV or in the news. You change your mind.
If it turns out that I had no ill intention towards him, does that mean that you're a murderer? Or did you just make the wrong decision? You know, there's a huge difference between somebody that's shooting somebody because they're an evil person, and they shot somebody because they were legitimately in fear for their lives.
That's just one program used in Lorain. Police departments from all around are actively involved in their communities, creating a positive impression of police officers for both adults and children, starting right here in Amherst.
With Communities of Care, it's more along the drug and alcohol side of reaching out and being interactive in regards to that. Safe Communities Coalition, it's a lot of traffic safety and also bringing recognition to operating vehicles safely, seatbelt safety, that sort of thing. We're also involved in the Amherst Community Task Force. We have a member, which I'm on that task force.
I am a police officer for the Amherst Police Department assigned to the schools. And basically my job is to make sure that if somebody comes into school looking for problems, I'm the person that they're going to find first.
We do Coffee with a Cop.
This program breaks down walls between police officers and the community, and the event also allows citizens to ask questions, voice concerns, and get to know the officers in their neighborhoods.
We are still a community that we do a lot of calls for service that necessarily aren't criminal related, but quality of life issues. In the winter, we'll do 900 house watches a month. If someone goes on vacation, we'll check their house every day.
North Ridgeville has a program called Shop with the Cop, while Lorain has a similar program called Cops and Kids.
It's mostly underprivileged kids. Each kid gets $150 to spend. We do encourage the kids to buy like a winter coat if they don't have one, gloves, boots, hats. And if they have all that stuff, then they can spend $150 on toys.
I feel excited.
This Batman thing?
No, that's PJ Masks. And happy. And that's all.
Getting involved in the community allows citizens to see that police officers are here to be of service to us.
Programs like that allow us to have a positive day with them, a positive experience, and the goal is for that to carry on throughout life.
If we have 5 officers on the street at one time, there's 5 sets of eyes. But if we're engaged in the community and the community is engaged with us, then at any given time we have 15, 20,000 sets of eyes.
While perceptions in Amherst are generally more positive than in other areas of the country, that doesn't mean that students don't feel anxiety when they come in contact with police. Our survey indicates that 57.9% of Steele students are nervous when they see a police officer, even when they aren't doing anything wrong. So we conducted 2 scenarios that teach you how to react when you come in contact with the police officer. Scenario number 1. You're driving and you're going over the speed limit, even if it's just over by a few, and you see flashing lights in your rearview mirror. First, you should pull over as far to the right as you can. But what do you do when you are waiting for the officer to approach your car? Do you A, roll down your window all the way and place your hands on the steering wheel? B, reach into your glove compartment for your license and registration? Or C, exit your vehicle?
If you want to keep your hands on the steering wheel, that's good. And just try not making any moves so we get up there. You know, we're gonna approach. We're gonna say what we want to say, introduce ourselves, and we'll ask for the proper, your driver's license, proof of insurance.
Scenario number 2. Picture this: you and your friends are throwing a party at your house, and there's alcohol, regardless of whether or not you've been drinking yourself. And then all of a sudden, you hear a knock at the door. You look out the window and see a police officer standing there. Your heart stops and you think to yourself, do I A, have everyone sneak out the back door? B, tell everybody to be quiet and pretend nothing is going on? C, do not answer the door? Or D, open the door?
It's better to just be upfront and honest with us. It expedites the process, whatever might happen.
The worst thing that someone can do is put themselves in a situation where they can take a small problem and compound it and make it a bigger problem. We are the public. We're just people that devote our time to law enforcement, but we are part of the community.
The police motto is to protect and to serve. Whether you believe that is true or not, the bottom line is you need to remember that they are here to make our community a better place. This is Jonah Kamnikar for Steele News Live.